Yes, we did it. Champions League. We're there. We're back where we belong. 2 years. Wasn't too long. So Chelsea are back in the Champions League. So welcome to Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 1. Let's get into it. Come on, you Blues. Chelsea are back in the Champions League. We did it, and what a performance by the boys. We went in there and we silenced the Nottingham Forest supporters. Shh. Mullikintyre. No Mullikintyre singing for you guys. You're in the mud. Mullikintyre. And this is a match I wanted to win so badly, and this was because Nottingham Forest fans, they were started to get above their station. I've seen some laughable videos where they're comparing players from the team who won the Champions League to this Nottingham Forest lineup, and some joker, I don't know what he was smoking for Nottingham Forest, he had Milinkovic above Silva and Murillo ahead of Rudiger. Come on, are you real? And he had Chilwell. He had this Nico Williams guy ahead of Chilwell, and he had cells above the Mendy. I'm talking about the Mendy who won the Champions League for Chelsea. I'm not talking about a one-season wonder like Cells have done. This is the Mendy who won the Champions League. I was looking at this, I was laughing, and even matching like for like for this team now. Okay, I can agree with some of the players that he had, but come on, Nottingham Forest. Know where you are. Get back in your lane. Come on. I was worried before the match, I got to admit, because what a time to win our first away match outside of London. We hadn't won a away match outside of London, but today we did it. And it was one of our own who scored a goal. Levi Colwill. Brilliant. Well, brilliant goal, but good scrappy goal, but it was a tap-in, but he had to be in the right place at the right time, and that was it. And the nerves, I was still nervous. Even in the 95th minute, I was nervous because I've seen twists and turns in football games before. I've seen, a team, I remember the game against Manchester United last year. Man U thought they had it in the bag, and then we scored 2 goals in the last, in the 7 minutes into injury time, or 4 minutes in and 7 minutes in, or something like that, into injury time. So, you know what? I wasn't relaxed until the final whistle. Even with they needed 2 goals to win, 97 minutes, I thought, yeah, at least we can get a draw. But Anthony Taylor's a referee. If they scored, they might have added on an extra minute. You just don't know. You just don't know what happens. But it wasn't until the final whistle that I did it. But boy, these guys, you came of age today. You came of age. A mature performance today. We did what we needed to do, and it was sensible. And everything I've mentioned in my preview, that's what we did. We silenced the crowd. We were very disciplined in our possessional play. It was a bit nervy from both sides at the beginning, but we didn't allow them to have a fast start, and we had we lowered our lines a little bit, stopped them from playing in between, and we should have went a goal up actually. A great ball by Reece James, I believe, and was it Reece James who played the ball into a cross? Oh, Neto, sorry. And no, Neto should have been the one who at the end of the cross, sorry. And he didn't get enough purchase on it. So I thought, is that going to come back to haunt us? And he left it. Levi Colwill was there for another tap-in. But then, just before half-time, Chris Wood done exactly the same thing. Didn't get enough purchase on a cross. And so it went in 0-0 at half-time. We scored. Second half, I thought we came out with a lot more purpose, and we were rewarded with the goal. Good cross shot by Neto, and an easy tap in for Colwill, and that was it. Not it, but that settled nerves, that quietened the Nottingham Forest fans. But what we did afterwards was the most impressive. I've been critical sometimes at Maresca, but today, tactical performance, spot on, mate, spot on. We just were controlled it, and his substitutions were really good, bringing on Lavia to give us extra legs in midfield, because it was up to Nottingham Forest to come and break us down. Five in the midfield made it harder for them to play through us, and then he brought off Neto, another attacking player, who sort of ran his course, And then he replaced him with Gusto. I thought Gusto was quite good when he came on. He used the ball pretty well. And so that gave us extra reinforcements. And so that was just the way we managed the game, the maturity shown by the defence as well, and the way his team selection as well. Because a lot of people were expecting Shalabah, especially after he got picked for England. But Tosin had another good display. He had a good display against United. He had another good display in the way that he handled Chris Wood. Chris Wood didn't really get a sniff. He had another chance just before. He could have made it an interesting, I think in the 94th minute, when he just, the first time or the second time, he sort of got away. But again, Tosin did enough to put him off his shot. And again, he didn't get a clear connection and lofted it over the bar. But apart from that, I think Tosin had a great display. We nullified Nottingham Forest from their set plays as well, because they've scored the most goals from set plays this season. But we defensively, we were sound in from their corners. And Sanchez, and again, much vilified for this season, his handling was fantastic. Tactics at the beginning of the game, I was not enamoured with, where we kept knocking the ball long. I didn't get it, because we're hitting the ball long to 6 foot plus centre backs, and we had Neto up front, so the ball was coming back. So I didn't really understand it. But I suppose we didn't want to invite pressure on for Nottingham Forest. That's probably why we're doing it, so we can set our players once the ball was recycled. Maybe that's what was in Maresca's thinking. But yeah, Maresca, all is forgiven. We had a stick, and this is from the hard work from the beginning of the season, when we amassed a lot of points. So when we had that sticky spell in the middle of the season, then it enabled us to come back strong. We had a good end of the season. We only lost 1 game in 10, I think, at the end of the season. So we came back at the right time. Okay, the performances weren't eye-catching, but towards the end of the season, it's all about results. And this sets us up nicely for the Conference League final as well, because as I said, these boys showed a lot of maturity in their play today. Remember, this is the youngest side in the Premier League, and so what they did today in a pressure cooker atmosphere, Nottingham Forest nearly as loud as Newcastle. I think they were voted the second best or the loudest, one of the loudest fans in the Premier League. So but we just didn't give them a sniff today, and they handled the situation really well. So for that, we've got to give props to all the players for how they dealt with the situation. And the couple of nervy clearances towards the end, but I'll forgive them for that. But well done, guys. A fantastic, strong-willed performance by all the players, and we've got a Champions League to look forward to. And you know what? We finished 4th in the end as well, because what we did, what Newcastle couldn't do, they got beat at home to Everton. I knew that was going to be a tricky game for them. And Aston Villa, 10-man Aston Villa, they lost 2-0 to Manchester United. Manchester United actually got a victory. And so that made us finish 4th. Aston Villa are the team who's missed out. All the pundits had Chelsea missing out, but how do they feel now? I bet they're gutted that Chelsea are back in the Champions League. So when we go in the Champions League, we don't go in to take part like the likes of Arsenal and teams like that. We go in to win it. So we've brought a bit of respectability back into the Champions League. Now we'll show the English teams what it's like to compete in that competition. So hopefully we can go out and get our targets that we need now with Champions League football. It makes it easier to get the players that we want, extra money. The fact the players are going to be good and motivated as well, because they got an extra bonus. They're going to get more money now for being in that competition. 200 million we get with the Champions League and the World Club Cup, which we'll be playing in June. So there's money there to invest. We'll be getting rid of some players as well, so there'll be a bit more money there to invest. So hopefully we can get it right in the transfer market, compete properly for the league in the coming years. So yeah, all is forgiven. We made hard work of it, as I said. I'd have been onto the board had we not secured it, because we again, the fact that we didn't have a striker, but we got there in the end. So you know what, props to Maresca. Deserves another season now because of what he's done. So we'll see how he gets on. So guys, let me know what you think about everything in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, because we're in the Champions League. Subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'll be notified every time I make a new video. So up the Blues, Champions League, here we come. Let's do it.